What it do, baby?
What's up, gang?
How you feeling, man?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I ain't seen you in a minute.
I'm saying.
I know, right? So let's get into it. So today we sitting down, to have a conversation about, your first intentions and pursuing your music career and introducing yourself to the world, essentially.
Yeah.
And throughout this interview, we definitely going to explore other things through a number of different questions. But I just wanted to ask, why is it important for you to express your first intentions to pursue your music career to your core fan base now at this point?
For me, I feel like, just playing basketball and that's kind of how people knew me as a hooper, in the city. Oh yeah, Musty play, da 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 da. So it's just like, most people, they stop something. I didn't want to have I wanted people to understand it's a true passion for what I'm doing. I'm very serious about what I'm doing. And with that, it's important to market my brand and kind of just give light, share my story. And so that's why I kind of felt like it was important to just address that. I wanted people to understand I'm really invested in what I'm doing and I'm not just doing it to try it out. I'm doing it because I have a real love for it. Them always the complicated ones for me. But I hate that question, bro. But so I was born in Athens, Georgia. Spent most of my life down there till moved around a lot as a kid. Moved all over Atlanta. Lived in Alabama for a couple years. Then at 9, I moved up to the DMV area, PG County, and then I lived in DC for a while too. So I've been all over the DMV and all over Georgia, Atlanta, a little bit in the South. Yeah, so everybody in my family on both sides is really musically inclined. I grew up in the church, so we was the kids that my great uncles, all of them own big churches down south. So we was in the church Sunday to Sunday, all day. So on Wednesday, everybody went to children's choir practice, all that. So I feel like a lot of my music, I was surrounded by at a young age. My mom, she sung and stuff. Everybody on my dad's side of the family sings, and that's who I kind of was raised around. So it's just always been around me in a sense. I just kind of didn't pay too much attention. I was just focused on basketball. Yeah, so I really think basketball was symbolic for a lot of stuff. I think that when I first started playing, it really was out of survival. You know what I'm saying? Shit, this is what I know. It's either two things in the hood. You play ball, you rap. You know what I'm saying? So it's just all right, I'm good at this, I'm gonna go do that. And it took me far. And it was probably the only source of stability I had in my life, the one constant thing. So I fell in love with it for real. And it took me far. It got me to college for free. It got me a whole lot of experiences I didn't think I was going to, ever experience. So it definitely was a blessing, and I feel like it served its purpose. And now that I have the ability to kind of control where I want to do in my life and the trajectory of it, I'm kind of letting my art and that side of me take a little more light. I was 4.5 star, about to be 5-star in my city when I came up here. Probably had offers from every school except for the UConns, Baylor's. I could have went anywhere for real. So it was cool. That experience in itself was a good experience. Went to college at Georgetown. Played ball there for 4 years. Then from there, I then got my master's at JMU. Ended up getting hurt, and then that kind of put a little halt on the career, and I kind of had to put myself first for a second and my own well-being. And from there, I kind of just fell in love with music and pursuing it. Man, I tell you, I got a concussion in September. I had just been playing on a bad foot my junior year, sat out, was yo-yoing, had me on all kind of drugs, trying to get through the season, just had me in a horrible space mentally. I was kind of very robotic when it came to being on the court, but I had a love for basketball. I never really had nobody in my ear to tell me like this isn't right type of thing, or there's a healthier way you could be approaching your injury and stuff like that, or Like I just wanted to play because that's all I knew. And so I feel like I kind of got taken advantage of in that light. And through that, I was able to sit out my senior year red shirt to let my foot heal. So I'm recovering this whole time recovering. I end up leaving Georgetown, transfer, get to JMU. I'm like, all right, man, I'm back going. Like, it's go time, you know what I'm saying? I got to turn up, I'm trying to rock out. Get there, and bruh, preseason, I get a concussion. I'm like, yo, no, bruh. Me and my teammate, we playing a defensive drill, lined up. It's like you got to get 3 stops in a row. You got to start over. We probably in the drill for like 20 minutes. We on our 2nd stop, so we need 1 more. And I'm like, all right, bro, I'm about to lock in. We get a tip on the ball. I start running after it. Running. And my teammate, you know, we both died for the ball at the same time. Her shoulder ended up hitting my head. So with that being said, it's just like, from there I got the concussion. I feel like one of my biggest gifts is just like, I just see the world different than most people. Like, some people come from struggling, like it turned them cold. For me, it like did the opposite. Like it made me like want to give. And I feel like I operate at a very high level of frequency. So it attracts like great things to me. And I don't know, I'm just blessed. I don't know where else to like say it comes from directly. Like obviously the things I absorbed as a kid subconsciously that I didn't know I was getting in, like the music and stuff like that, that still was like embedded in my, in my DNA, so to speak, which makes me such a good artist now, like especially early on in my career. But in terms of the longevity, I feel like, I don't know, it's just God's plan. That's all how I see it for real.
Yeah.
Yeah, this shit is in my, like, I think like there was no other plan, like this was the plan. And I feel like I was fighting it. Like I feel like I ran away from music, I ran away from like that side of myself for so long. Like there's so many opportunities where I could have like pursued it. I could have went to school on an art scholarship instead of playing basketball. But like I'm just like, no, I want to play basketball. Like, no, I want to play basketball. And it's like, I think about even when I was in high school, I had 3 concussions in 1 year. And they're telling me like, bro, you're in 9th grade, like your brain is gonna be, fucked up. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I wanna play basketball. Like that's all I could see for myself. I feel like another big piece, like we kind of touched on, like the transition. But for me, I had to like heal that part of myself of like understanding my worth and like my identity beyond like being this basketball player. So, yeah, it's been a journey for sure. Yeah, like I feel like it fell in my lap. Like, I used to always write. Like whenever I was like upset or dealing with something, that's my way of releasing. I always write. So I used to write a lot of poetry and stuff like that. Never would like say it publicly or nothing. I wouldn't go to no open mics, nothing. I just write. I might tell a couple friends like, hey bro, I just wrote this, listen to it. They're like, bro, this hard, bro, you should do it. I'm like, nah, bro. Yeah, I feel like what did it for me was like, even when I was just thinking, when it was just a thought, like, okay, like I should do music, or I want to try. I was so afraid like what everybody else was going to say about it, like so concerned like everybody else's opinion, like, bro, look, she another hooper that's trying to rap now from the hood, like on some shit like that. And then I just realized like, this is in you, you know what I'm saying? It's gifted. And then I saw like how it brought the people around me closer to me. And I feel like that's what the real value in it was, because like, I feel like you kind of talked about like me being kind of like an empath and stuff like that, that connection with people, and especially the people that I love. And so I just saw like it served like my words, me telling my story, served a bigger purpose than like, of course, healing myself, but it was healing other people around me. So then that's kind of when I saw like the beauty of it. And I was just like, nah, like you're selfish if I hold this to myself, you know what I'm saying? So once I accepted that, it kind of was just like, all right, we full-fledged in it, let's rock out now. Like if I'm gonna do something, I gotta go all for it. So after that, it was like, all right, shit. Everybody buckle up, bro, we about to ride. Like, let's go, let's see where it takes us. Shout out Turkey, yo. Well, like we used to have this thing and we just be like flash shit only. That was our thing. When I first started doing music, my artist name was Mo Money, but it was like MOE $. when I get to try to release my music, somebody already got that name. I'm like, what you mean somebody already got that name? So I couldn't release it, so we had like a couple problems, little technical difficulties with the first release. So I had to come up with something else. So I got my guys together. I'm like, all right, y'all, we gotta brainstorm names, da 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 da. So we ended up being like, nowadays everybody got two parts nowadays. So it's like FSOMO, and it had a nice ring to it. So I'm like, all right, that's what it is. I feel like it's just gonna be a movement. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's gonna be a real wave, and just like, especially like specifically in my community in terms of like black gay women, black masculine presenting women, like we gonna show the world, like, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of like a cornier, you know, description of those of what we are in like film and media right now. So I feel like I'm looking forward to like helping brand that and push the narrative. Like, nah, we some lit niggas too, you know what I'm saying? Don't get it. We live in this lifestyle too. Don't get it twisted. So yeah, I think it's just gonna be a movement. I feel like it's lit. I mean, I don't think too much of it, like in terms of like me being me. I just be myself. Like, I feel like it take a lot of confidence to step on like whatever you are, like whoever you are, and be proud of that. Like, or be proud of like not knowing and trying to figure it out. Like, I just like be myself. Like, that's really all I can say. I be myself, and this the gifts God gave me. You know what I'm saying? I'm really just being me. And so that's just that. I don't know. That's just that. But in terms of like knowing who I am and like knowing my purpose and knowing like it's bigger than just me, especially seeing that through music or the way like, you know, social media and stuff like that, where I see people end up like in a way look up to me or like are influenced by us doing what we do. I think like, you know, it serves a bigger purpose, like just being intentional about what I'm putting out there in terms of stuff like that. Confidence, bro, it's just being, bro, I don't know, it's just being you. Confidence is having faith that like whatever your gut is telling you is what's right. You know what I'm saying? And trusting that voice in your head that's saying, go right. Like, that's all it is, like, and having faith in that. I feel like I'm a very faith-based person, so like I trust myself, and I'm getting better and better and better and better and better at like just trusting myself. So I feel like that's what confidence is for me. It's like being able to trust your gut, being able to trust your intuition, and like knowing that where divine is leading you is where you're supposed to be. So that's where the confidence come. Like, I'm still like this because I know like this is where I'm supposed to be in this moment. I meditate, I journal. Like, before I got here, I had to meditate. I was gonna pick up my camera. I was like, bro, I gotta meditate. Like, I was all over the place rushing around. I'm like, bro, I gotta recenter myself. So I learned like through therapy other tools to like utilize. I practice breathing like certain way. Like, I'm very focused on like being present in every moment because I feel like that's how you have the biggest impact. And so like I utilize that. Like, I put it in my day-to-day, like as a part of my morning routine, journal, write, read, meditate, like as much as possible, walk, go be in the nature, like things of that nature. So that's kind of, I guess, how I like find discernment. And then you'll realize what thoughts are coming from a place of like bad talk and where it's coming from a place of higher frequency. Cause like your voice can talk both ways, but you gotta learn, like, know which one to listen to. Like, you can trick yourself into listening to bad things. Oh man, it's FOS Mo. Don't tell me out on all platforms. Go get it. Go get it. Go get it. Don't tell me you love. Don't tell me you love me. Don't tell me you love me. Get it switched. I had enough of wishing shit was different.